Welcome. My intro to business students, week number 5. So well done. You're halfway past you're past halfway through this course. I thank you for all your efforts so far, and you appreciate all your interaction. It's great to always get to see and hear what's going on in your life. So we got a couple things I want to take care of. I want to make sure I mention. So this week will be interesting because this is my marketing week. All right. So marketing, obviously being a function of every business, is getting the word out. It's letting people know that we exist and what we do. And there's a lot involved in regards to marketing and how we approach it. So think about this. Let's go back to our taco truck this week, right? Let's go back to that concept of I'm starting a new business. I have this great idea. I'm going to do this mobile taco truck that's going to serve only top quality tacos with the best ingredients. I'm not going to be cheap about it. It's not going to cost you 99 cents. It'll cost you $2 or $3 per taco, but it's the best taco you'll ever have. Okay, that could all be true. And as you guys recall, when we do our analysis in regards to business, we look at not only internally, but we look externally. Marketing will position us. It'll allow us to say, who are we in this scheme of things of the external world, right? And how do we let everyone know that we are the best? And that's our sort of mission statement. How do they know who we are and how do they find us? So obviously, you guys live in a world where social media or Yelp, you go to different places to find out how to, where to buy stuff, how to things. So how does a company get their word out and who they are? So there's such a thing called a marketing mix, a strategy. Some people look at that sort of like a chart and say, if we have a very targeted audience, so for example, if I was going to start the taco truck, I would look for who would be my most likely customer. Would it be a Hispanic who makes tacos at home, or would it be a person that doesn't make tacos at home? Who am I trying to target? Now, yes, most people be like, I want anybody to come. Yes, but if you wanted to be very strategic, then you're going to pinpoint who your most likely customer is, and then you're going to try to find where those people get their information. How do I reach them? For some people, like say for example, if we were looking at something for a older crowd, by older I mean anyone that's above 30 years old, yeah, maybe Facebook would be a good target for that. But what if I'm looking for a younger crowd? What if I'm looking for someone that's in their early maybe 20s or in their late teens? Maybe like something like TikTok or something else that's more popular at that age group, right? Or if I'm looking for someone in their maybe early to mid 20s, even early 30s, Instagram, right? That might be the target audience for that. So as you can tell, there's a certain uh, people that go to these sites. There's a certain characteristic that goes to these sites. So we have to think about that when we are presenting our product in the world. Who do I want to target? If I'm looking for an older crowd, I'm talking about in late 50s and 60s, what's the medium that I want to use to reach them? A lot of times we probably want to reach them in a newspaper article or a newspaper advertisement because they still read the newspaper. But if you're sitting here and you're in 19, 20, 21, 22, you probably have never even read a newspaper. So if I'm trying to reach you on the newspaper, I'll probably never get to you. So this isn't only good about a product, but when you're in HR, we just finished the HR world, right? When you're in HR, how do you reach the right potential employee? It's the same concept. How do you market to that person, right? So that being said, this week, it's one of my interesting conversations because we're looking at marketing strategy. Are we reaching our goal and getting in front of someone? So I put up a commercial when I was a kid in Chicago. Everyone who grew up in Chicago in the 90s, they saw this commercial. I mean, they knew this commercial. They memorized this commercial. I think there's similar ones. You'll see this style here, even in Atlanta and Chattanooga. I think there's one of them that's a girl, a little girl here in Atlanta. It's a little girl, and she can't pronounce her family business name, which is Pinnacle. And she says something weird. She says a weird name of Pinnacle. And I've been thinking of updating this to that. But the question is this an effective method, right? So let me warn you guys, once you have seen this commercial, you can never unsee it. You will never forget it. It's stuck in your head. You're going to be like, what was that? But this commercial was so successful, at least in my opinion, because anyone who grew up in Chicago in the 90s, they knew this commercial. They knew this commercial. Now, my question to you is, do you think the commercial marketing strategy was successful? Just because someone knows it, does it mean that they then will buy the product or convert to whatever they want them to convert to? Is this a successful marketing mix? Are they doing a good job? Do you think that they were successful? So I'm interested. And then, of course, who do you think was the targeted audience? Remember, we are not just grabbing a shotgun and trying to find any customer. We're targeting a specific group of people that we think are going to be most likely to be our customers. Okay, so one last thing in regards to this, I want you to understand, like, people always argue with me and they say, man, I don't understand why Target doesn't come to Calhoun, or why don't they open up a Target in Dalton? Well, because Target, when they go looking for places to open up another store, they don't just go look for open spaces. They look for a group of people, individuals, families that make a certain amount of money. They go, hey, we need family incomes of about $60,000 a year or more to be able to shop at Target. Those are the families that usually can come to Target, and even if they pay a little more, they're okay with that because they're willing to trade that extra cost for something else. Convenience, luxury, nicer environments, whatever it is, right? Whatever they think it's their special sauce. But they're saying people in Calhoun or Adairsville or Dalton, and the average family doesn't make enough for them to get a piece of that pie in their stores. Like, they're not going to go shop at Target. They're going to go to Walmart. Why do you think we have thousands of dollar stores around here? Because when the dollar store opens up, they know that this family income fits the need, that the average family that shops there makes this much money. And that's why they open up in areas that are accommodating to that. So this isn't just some random thing. This is a very specific. Business is like a science. They do it on purpose. They do it predictively. They look at these numbers and say, what's the best place for me to do this, right? If I was going to open up a business selling tacos, what location do I want to look for? Where do I want to go? Like, some people go, well, I just want a cheap place. I'm going to open it up in the middle of nowhere. Well, guess what? There's a very highly likelihood that nobody will show up, or very few people will show up, because they don't want to drive out there to go get your food, or in a bad neighborhood or something, whatever it is. So those are things to consider, and that all plays with marketing. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say this week. What's the tip of the week? So today I am drinking. This is a Starbucks brand, but it's through Nespresso. It's called a Sumatra. That's the blend. It's a strong brew, but I like the strong brews. I like the strong coffees. It gets me going. It wakes me up. I enjoy the flavor, but I earlier mentioned this to my management students and principals of management. If you're ever in the Chattanooga area and you go to Trader Joe's, pick yourself up one of these. They're called a Kringle. I promise you, they're one of the most delicious things you'll ever have. Great stuff there. They also sell these frozen croissants, like almond croissants. You have to leave them out for like 8 hours the night before, but then you pop them in the oven and you bake them for like 20 minutes. Oh my God. they're probably one of the best things I eat in the morning, nice and crispy and like not crunchy, but like a flaky is the right word. They're nice and flaky and soft and fresh, and they sell them just kind of like they're like little squares, and it's a box of frozen croissants. And then, like I said, you have to leave it out a night before, and it actually fluffs up, like it grows, like it gets big, and then you stick that in the oven for about 20 minutes, and oh my God, a piece of heaven. Guys, it's going to be a beautiful week this week. We're in week number 5, which really means you got 2 weeks left, guys. And remember, this class does have a final, so make sure that you prepare for that for week number 7. Other than that, guys, it's going to be a crazy busy week for me. I've been traveling back and forth to Chicago. I have a father that's ill, so I've been trying to get up there as much as possible. So be patient if I don't answer your emails right away. I try to, but I got a lot happening. So I know you guys do too. So please don't think that I'm just trying to say that I'm the only person that's struggling with stuff. I know you are too, and I respect that, and I pray that you're doing well. So one last thing, I want to say this because I think it's important for you guys to know this is available in your Blackboard on the left hand side where all the different tabs are at. There is a tab called Aspire. It's a student assistant. For those of you who might be going through a difficult time, guys, use that. That's a free service to you. It's a free counseling service to students. And if you're going through a difficult time, there's no need to go through this by yourself. So I admire your strength. I admire your tenacity to continue to push forward and be strong. But if you need someone to talk to, please know that you're not alone. There's some help out there. Guys, I appreciate you. I do think about you all the time. I care about you. I read your posts. I hear you. I see you. I see your work. I know you're fighting. Keep doing it. It's worth it. Take care, guys. We'll talk to you soon.